Saudi cop. Okay, we're going to read from the book again. I started to talk about a YouTube video I saw the other day with Tim. Like, as I said yesterday, I'm going to look him up on YouTube. I did. Unbelievable, fantastic. I'm going to spend most of my day today just watching more and absorbing. The guy really is a genius and has a lot of good information. But I want, we get this video, I got to focus and just read from the book like I promised I would. So separate video, morning routine, and then now lifestyle design. What is it and how does it work? Lifestyle design from Dubai to Berlin. The 4-hour work week has now been sold into 35 languages. It's been on the bestseller list for more than 2 years, and every month brings a new story and a new discovery. From The Economist to the cover of the New York Times style section, from the streets of Dubai to the cafes of Berlin, lifestyle design has cut across cultures to become a worldwide movement. The original ideas of the book have been broken apart, improved, and tested in environments and ways I never could have imagined. So this book has taken on a life of its own and started a very active blog, and people are taking his idea and personalizing it and branching off in ways that he never would have thought when he originally wrote the book. It's taken on a life of its own. Pretty cool. Growing. It's a growing, living thing from a book. I think that's awesome. So why the new edition if things are working so well? Because I knew it could be better and there was a missing ingredient, you. This expanded and updated edition contains more than 100 pages of new content, including the latest cutting-edge technologies, field-tested resources, and, most important, real-world success stories chosen from more than 400 pages of case studies submitted by readers. So case studies are like real life examples. They use that a lot in Harvard Business School. He went to Princeton. Ivy Leagues rely heavily on case studies, real world examples, which I'm down with too. I'm not down with Harvard and Princeton, but I'm down with case studies. I think they're the most useful way to teach. More than 400 pages case studies submitted by readers. Families and students, CEOs and professional vagabonds, take your pick. There should be someone whose results you can duplicate. So what he's looking for is the, that guy's like me, which can inspire you to say, I can do it too. If he can do it, I can do it. Or she can do it, I can do it. Right? That's big. Some of the results you can duplicate. Need a template to negotiate remote work. A paid year in Argentina, perhaps. This time it's in here. The Experiments in Lifestyle Design blog, www.4, spelled out F-O-U-R, ourblog.com, was launched alongside this book. Within 6 months, it became one of the top 1,000 blogs in the world out of more than 120 million. Pretty impressive. Thousands of readers have shared their own amazing tools and tricks, producing phenomenal and unexpected results. The blog became the laboratory I'd always wanted. I told you he was a scientist, right? He's a lab rat, just without a lab. But now the 4-hour blog online is his lab. So there you go. And I encourage you to join us there. The new Best of the Blog section includes several of the most popular posts from the Experiments in Lifestyle Design blog. On the blog itself, you can also find recommendations from everyone from Warren Buffett. That's pretty impressive. Seriously, I tracked him down and show you how I did it. Damn. Told you this guy was impressive. Tracking down Warren Buffett. Who doesn't want to talk to Warren Buffett and pick his brain? This guy did it. Told you he's awesome. To chess prodigy Joss Waitzkin. It's an experimental playground for those who want better results in less time. And that's what we want. That's why we're reading this book. We want better results in less time. That's our focus. Not revised, quote unquote. This is not a revised edition in the sense that the original no longer works. The typos and small mistakes have been fixed over more than 40 printings in the U.S. This is the first major overhaul, but not for the reason you'd expect. Things have changed dramatically since April of 2007. That's when he wrote this. Banks are failing, retirement and pension funds are evaporating, and jobs are being lost at record rates. Readers and skeptics alike have asked, can the principles and techniques in this book really still work in an economic recession or depression? Yes and yes. And isn't it amazing that we're heading for another one now? We're in a boom market. The end is near. There's going to be record foreclosures again. this year, next year, it's coming, right? So this book is perfect because it was written, updated right after the big depression, recession, the big economic crisis, whatever you want to call it, in 2007 and 8. Perfect. He wrote this in 2009, 2 years after the original book was released. So in 2007, he was in a boom market, and in 2009, when he revised it, it was already, the market had already dropped 47%. So once again, timely, right? It fits for what's coming right now. Get your head right for the coming doomsday. And it won't be the doomsday. You can make money in an up market. You can make money in a down market. Real estate, stocks, whatever. The world. He'll show you how. Come along, won't you? In fact, questions I posed during pre-crash lectures, including how would your priorities and decisions change if you could never retire, which a lot of people weren't able to do, right? They can't retire. They just work until they die, are no longer hypothetical. Millions of people have seen their savings portfolios fall 40% or more in value and now looking for options C and D. Can they redistribute retirement throughout life to make it more affordable? Can they relocate a few months per year to a place like Costa Rica or Thailand? I missed that. I didn't get inspired to come to Thailand by reading this book. I just read over that paragraph. It didn't grab me. It wasn't until August of 2019 that I discovered Thailand. So I completely glossed over that paragraph when I first read this book. And look at that. Years later, 10 years later, whatever, I don't remember when I read this book, but whatever period of time later, here I am, Thailand, right? To multiply the lifestyle output of their decreased savings. Remember, I retired early because the buying power in Thailand. Right, exactly like he's saying. It's true. It's not true, Little Nicky. You got to watch that movie. I don't know why you resist. Look it up. The Little Nicky. Adam Sandler. Sell their services to companies in the UK, not America. He says the UK, even though he's American. It's interesting. Companies to the UK to earn in a stronger currency. So what he's saying at the time of this writing, the the British pound, the Great Britain pound, was a stronger currency than the dollar. I don't know if that's still true. That's interesting. I think the dollar has been losing a lot this year, so that might be true again. Or euros, or yen, or won, or whatever the strongest currency is. You want to earn in that currency and live somewhere cheaper, right? The answer to all of them is more than ever yes. The concept of lifestyle design as a replacement for multi-stage career planning is sound. It's more flexible and allows you to test different lifestyles without committing to a 10 or 20-year retirement plan that can fail due to market fluctuations outside of your control. Makes a lot of sense, right? You grew up with your parents telling you, go to work for a company, work your ass off for 20 or 30 years, retire, you'll be taken care of. That might not be true anymore. That hasn't been true for probably some time. And not because you're not willing to do the work for 30 years, it's because the companies are not holding up their end of the bargain. You're a disposable asset to them. You're not a person anymore like it was in the 60s and 70s. There's no loyalty from the companies. So you're doing your part, and they might not do their part. So all the more reason to investigate solutions like we present in this book. People are often exploring alternatives and more forgiving of others who do the same, as many of the other options, the once, quote, safe options, have failed. Absolutely. When everything and everyone is failing, what is the cost of a little experimentation outside of the norm? Most often, nothing. Flash forward to 2011. Is a job interviewer asking about that unusual gap year, like where you took a year off and you don't have anything on your resume working for a company? Your answer, he suggests here, everyone was getting laid off, and I had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to travel around the world. It was incredible. Good answer. You got to admit, right? If you're interviewing somebody and they said that, you'd probably still hire them, assuming they were qualified, with their work experience before that or after that. If anything, they'll ask you how to do the same, right? The guy sitting on the wheel, on the rat wheel, is going to be like, oh my God, traveling around the world, that sounds awesome. I've always wanted to do that, but he never did it. You did, right? Facebook and LinkedIn launched in the post-2000 .com depression, which the dot-com blow up, right, the big dot-com downturn. Other recession-born babies include Monopoly, Apple, Cliff Bar, don't know why that's in there, but okay, Scrabble, KFC, Domino's Pizza, FedEx, and Microsoft. This is no coincidence, as economic downturns produce discounted infrastructure, outstanding freelancers at bargain prices, and rock-bottom advertising deals. All impossible when everyone is optimistic. So, COVID sucks. Big hairy camel cock. I hate COVID. You hate COVID. The lockdowns. It's destroyed a lot of small businesses. However, there's opportunity now, specifically in real estate, because here in Thailand, everything is half price. In America, the market is skyrocketed. Things are overpriced, and they'll drop eventually. But right now, things are routinely selling for above list. Here in Thailand, because of the lockdown, there's still bargains to be had in real estate, and I for one, plan to take advantage of that. So the lockdown's a terrible thing. It hurt a lot of people, but I'm an investor, and because of that, I see opportunities, and I'm going to take advantage of those opportunities. All right, there is that. So. Whether a year-long sabbatical, a new business idea, re-engineering your life within the corporate beast, or dreams you've postponed for, quote, someday, there has never been a better time for testing the uncommon. What's the worst that could happen? Great question to ask yourself. Great question to write down on a piece of paper. What do you fear? How do you respond to it? And what happens? What's the worst case scenario? What's it look like if it happens to you? How much is it really going to destroy your life? A lot of your fears will be unfounded or over-amplified. Sometimes you give too loud a voice to your fear, right? Put it down on paper, and it forces you to think logically about it, and you'll see that what's the worst could happen is not as bad as you imagined it would, because you were fear-driven and emotionally based, right? Good stuff. I encourage you to remember this often neglected question as you begin to see the infinite possibilities outside of your current comfort zone. This period of collective panic is your big chance to dabble. It's been an honor to share the last 2 years with incredible readers around the world. I hope you enjoy this new edition as much as I enjoyed putting it together. I am and will continue to be a humble student of you all. The teacher is the student. I agree. Un abrazo fuerte. Fire. The fuerte, I think, is fire. Abrazo, I don't know what that means. Tim Ferriss, San Francisco, California, April 21, 2009. There you go. Now, first and foremost is the next one. It starts with the FAQ, frequently asked questions. Doubters read this. I'll read it. I'll read it tomorrow and see what the FAQ is. See what the FAQ is up. see what he has to say to his doubters, people who don't believe. So. Once again, the morning routine, I did a separate video, amazing. I made my bed today. I'm following it. I stretched a little bit. I still got the bum leg. This guy's amazing. If you follow, you got to follow somebody. Why not Tim Ferriss? Here's a guy who's pretty much accomplished everything he's wanted to accomplish in his life, by his 30s. So if you're going to follow somebody, that's a good dude to follow. If you want to follow yourself because you're an entrepreneur and you seek your own counsel, it does not hurt to have an advisor or a consultant like Tim feeding your brain with really good ideas and really good thoughts that you can then absorb and choose and pick and adapt and all that. I didn't meditate today. I did make my bed, I did exercise, and I am journaling by talking to you guys. So that's pretty effing cool, right? Because I really do enjoy talking to you guys. This is my journaling. I didn't have a name for it. I didn't realize why I was doing it until I saw Tim's video. So you've opened up a whole world of possibilities. I'm fired up, I'm pumped up, I'm geeked up, I'm excited, and I hope you are too. Y'all be good.